goalie versus goalie.
Okay.
No, it's Rempe.
Live from the MRU radio booth, CMRU.ca brings you coast to coast. Here with all your hockey news, here is Alex Burko, Casey Freeman, Braden Renshaw, Merrick Robinson, and Phil Tremblay.
Yeah. 2 in a row for Braden.
Bro, twice. And I saw him yesterday, and he said, man, it's a shame I was sick yesterday, but I'll hear the intro tomorrow.
And now he didn't.
And now he's running late.
Because he's a silly, silly boy. He's going to come running in here real
The
quick.
irony of him being late, too, is kind of funny, considering he lives on campus.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
The irony of him, like, living on campus and being late is kind of funny to me.
I know.
Oh, well. It happens to the best of us.
I'm not going to keep this hat on for long because it won't fit my headphones. My arms are already getting tired.
Great visual. Oh, my God.
That's like the size
That's
of my
the
normal
big
hats. That's like my head.
There we go. Sorry, your
I'm
mic was
building
on. Casey, what'd you say?
That was just like, that's the size of my head.
Yeah?
That hat fits me like a normal hat fits you guys.
I'm going to need the link for that hat.
Yeah, I got this hat last week when I was playing in my beer league team's hockey game. This is our player of the game hat. I was in net and I stopped like 25 or 30 shots, I think.
That's amazing.
Got the shutout.
That is
And
amazing.
a 3-0 win. I'm playing tonight, which is why I have it, because I'm not gonna be able to run home and grab it. So that's why I have it today.
I think you should wear it to class.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I might do, honestly.
Do it.
Get a big hoodie now.
So as your host, as always for Coast to Coast, I'm your host Alex Burko with Casey Freeman,
Good morning.
Merrick Robinson,
Morning.
Phil Tremblay,
Yes, sir.
and we'll have Braden Redshaw in momentarily. Nailed it.
That's actually really good.
That looked great.
It's like Braden's already here.
And on the show today, aside from Hitmen and Flames, we're going to discuss a lot from the trade deadline. And aside from that, some Flyers stuff. Again, we're going to talk about Matt Rempe. I really don't want to, but we kind of have to.
The Remster.
Everything else, I think that should cover us, because I feel like the trade deadline talk is going to last a long time.
Yeah, you probably have to just give us, like, certain trades to kind of
Yeah,
talk about.
because there were a lot of trades, and we're probably going to talk about a few of them. I'll probably pick a couple other things to talk about during the show, probably during the intermission. But let's start, as we always do, with the Calgary Flames, and they went 1-2 this past week.
I was right.
I think I was right, too. Or did I say 0-3?
I said 0-3.
Okay, no.
I said 1 and 2.
I
I
said
don't remember what I
I
said.
No,
think
Alex,
that's
you
what
said
I
2 and 1 or 2 and 1, didn't you?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Did I say 2-1?
Yeah, you
I thought I
did.
said 0-3. I thought I was really low on this team.
I think Braden, you, and me all said 1 and 2.
I thought Casey did too.
We gotta keep it. We should.
I
like,
we
I don't even
should
remember.
write it down.
I
we
thought
should
you
start.
did write
We
it
should start
down.
tracking these and see how.
Yeah, I'm
accurate
actually gonna start tracking them.
Yeah.
I thought you
for
did, because you would always just know, and I'm like, how do you just know that?
I just kind of remember, but
Next season we'll make a fun little graphic. We'll have
Yeah.
we can have like
This
stats.
is a production now.
yeah,
We're mainstream.
TV
We're going
yes,
mainstream.
yeah. Second season of Coast to Coast will be a little bit cleaner than this one.
Hopefully.
But
But just the
just
stuff.
by then.
I mean, looking at the past week.
Braden's gonna watch the first part of this and be like, "Why are they just making fun of me the entire time?"
Hey, I wanted to sleep in too.
True.
The Tampa game was sweet.
Was it?
What was it? Well,
We won.
No, yeah.
I know, but I have Vass in my fantasy team, and I decided to start both Markstrom and Vasilevsky,
Well,
why would you
I
do
got
that?
a hit.
there's your
I got
why-
hit
why would
hard
you
on
do
both
that?
on that game.
The only way starting with goalie and that play for both teams is good is if you win like 2-1, and one of them's an empty net.
Yeah.
That was Sharon Govich's first 4-point game.
Like
That was fun.
I
like Sharon.
like I don't
Govich.
even like. Is there anything to talk about from the Lightning game? I was more going to focus on the Carolina game.
Yeah, they.
About how we suck.
About how we suck.
I
mean,
think
we
a lot
also
of
sucked in the Florida game.
I feel like a lot of teams, like my dad claims this with Montreal, that teams can't go into Florida and play.
What do you
It's
mean?
hard. You're having fun in Florida, and then you have to play. Like they
It's-
just don't. Teams won't perform in
Do
Florida.
I think
people
same thing with
enjoy
Vegas.
being in Florida?
Yeah, that's what I was. Who was I thinking? I think it was. It was Cole Caulfield who was posting that they were in. I think they were in California recently, and I was just like, he posted beach pic, and I'm like, you're losing.
You're losing.
Too much fun.
I don't make the rules here. You've lost.
You're golfing.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
No, I just think the Carolina one's a bit more egregious. 7-2, and your shots were doubled.
Yeah, that was brutal. It was what? It was like 18 shots to 4 at one point.
That sounds about right.
Not even. Like, I think halfway through the second, we had 3 shots on goal.
That is something.
Yeah,
that is
at the end of the first,
brutal.
the shots were
Yeah,
16
I think
to
like
2.
your 5th shot went in. It's like, oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
That was not a game to be remembered.
But, I mean, if we keep doing that, we'll get a good pick.
Yeah, that's true.
Should we give Braden a round of applause when he walks through the door?
Yeah, absolutely, we should.
Quick
the
hat
hat's
change,
gone.
Braden doesn't get the honor.
Honestly, I don't know if there's much to really talk about other than
They lost, and they lost some more.
Yeah, they
well,
lost.
no,
they
but
lost,
we
they
won,
lost
and then
again.
we lost again.
Braden Redshaw, everybody. Finally walking in the studio.
The person who lives on campus, late again.
Yeah, I also kind of live on campus.
I've got no excuse.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Honest man. An
I'm
honest
not
man.
making any excuses. That one's on me.
We are now 8 points behind the second wild card spot, which is currently occupied by Vegas.
I know. I
think we're done.
I saw Sportsnet post a little graphic.
Welcome.
Sportsnet posted the graphics with the standings, and they're like, I think it's a little bit because who's right above Calgary?
Seattle, Minnesota, and St. Louis.
'Cause
Seattle has 67. Minnesota
Seattle
and
just
St. Louis
beat you,
both
though,
have 69.
Which is unfortunate.
Yes.
So yeah, they were just like, it's a little bit out of reach now for a few.
Well, like
teams.
you
Yeah,
saw,
I think
you
it's
saw on the weekend too. The Wild did their must-win situation. Unless you, Alex, you want to talk about that a bit later?
The Wild must-win situation?
Yeah, no.
I
That
haven't
was
seen
awesome.
it.
You still haven't seen
what?
it?
It confuses me. I don't understand what's actually
can I just
happening.
I don't
explain
know.
it now?
Like, it's just a what? No, we'll do that after.
It's just a wild thing.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait,
It's just a crazy
Ah.
situation.
the OT thing?
Yeah.
Okay, that is. Oh no, I was actually talking about like they put up a graphic of
Oh no.
how they'll make the playoffs.
We'll talk
That
about
I haven't seen,
the
but-
Wild thing. I think that
Yeah,
would be
the
cool.
Wild OT is something to talk about as well.
Here's what's crazy.
We all
'cause-
learned a rule that none of us knew before.
Yeah, I didn't know that rule either. We can talk about that after. Here's
Oh, yeah.
what's crazy is because a couple weeks ago we talked about the 3-2-1-0 point scoring system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seattle has 11 overtime losses. Calgary only has 5, and that's the part of the reason why Seattle and Calgary are tied.
Islanders have 14,
Yeah.
which is, I think Boston's up there as well.
I
now.
also think like this season has been insane for overtimes. I feel like at the
I
beginning
feel like
of the
there's
season
been a
there was so
lot.
many overtimes.
There's been a lot, but like getting those 11 extra points on games you lost,
Yeah,
it's
that.
really helping the Seattle Kraken because without that they would be below the Arizona Coyotes
Yeah.
if they were just normal losses.
Wasn't there a comment that said something with the Islanders as well? No, that's on.
Oh, then closer.
Oh. Wasn't there a comment about the Islanders as well on one of our social medias? Like if we had the
Yeah, the flawed or.
Yeah.
if we had
yeah.
that
Yeah,
system, the
someone talked
Islanders
about
would be
that.
Nowhere.
But it's
Yeah.
the same thing with the Bruins. Well, I mean, kind of not. Almost
Islanders
the same
have
thing.
14 overtime losses.
Bruins have 15.
Yeah. Like,
Islanders have 14. But then also Columbus, who's at the bottom of the East, have 10. So I don't know. Not that I'm asking for a whole overhaul of the NHL point system, just so that the Calgary Flames can be ahead of the Seattle Kraken right now. But
Well, that happened. That happened last year because Calgary was ahead of Florida in the league standings, at least,
throwback.
and Florida made the playoffs and Calgary missed it.
Florida's also an Eastern team,
Yeah.
so.
No, yeah, but I'm just saying just
Yeah.
the point system is
'Cause wasn't Florida like 17th and Calgary was like 16th? Like it wasn't.
no, yeah, it wasn't that big of a
wasn't by
difference.
far.
Either way, we still got a bunch of Canadian teams in playoff position, which is pretty fun. That
Yeah,
makes me happy.
Edmonton, Vancouver, Winnipeg,
Toronto,
And
Toronto, end of list. But that's 4 of
End-
7.
end of list.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, you have a fringe team. Like you could say Flames with a fringe team. Like they're not the.
They were last week. They're
How
not
are they the
anymore. They're not
fringe
making
team?
it.
Yeah, they're not
they're-
a fringe team.
It was
It's
closer
done.
than Ottawa and what was the other Canadian team?
Montreal.
Montreal.
when you're
Yeah,
when you're
Montreal's
8 points
26th.
when you're 8 points back of the second wildcard spot and you play the same number of games, you're not a fringe team.
No, I think I concede.
I concede.
I think you've been
the
wanting to
season's over.
concede for about 6 weeks now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
was
then
gonna
every time I
say.
concede or like get close to conceding, they go on like a 5-game win streak
And they've done
and
it.
give me hope.
And they've done it way.
Don't give me hope.
They've done it way more than once.
Just lose.
There's your
Just lose.
There's your title. Don't give me hope.
Don't give me hope. Just lose, because let's look at the schedule here.
Just the Marvel
You have
meme.
Avalanche today.
Avalanche tonight, Vegas on Thursday, Montreal on Saturday, Washington on Monday.
1 and 3.
Montreal's
2
here.
and 2. Yeah. Saturday.
I'm with Alex. I'm going 1 and 3.
How are they playing on Saturday? Isn't that the oh no, that's the 17th is the Roughnecks game.
Yeah.
I'm saying 2 and 2.
And you know what? Just to keep torturing Phil, I'll go 3 and 1.
Who do they lose to?
I don't know.
Probably Washington, knowing us.
No, I don't think they beat the Avalanche.
Okay, so Alex says 2 and 2.
No, I think they'll beat all the good teams and then they'll lose to Washington.
Oh, sorry. No,
What do you mean
Phil
all the
said,
good teams? There's only 2 of them.
Phil said 2 and 2.
Oh, Montreal's good.
No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Alex said 1 and 3.
You don't got to pull up the stats. No, we don't got to pull up like the actual facts here.
Casey said 1 and 3.
I'm saying 2 and
Ratio.
2.
Casey said 2 and 2.
We don't got to pull up the facts.
Merrick said what?
2 and 2.
Merrick said 2 and 2. And
You don't gotta pull up the facts, please.
and Braden Redshaw is saying 3 and 1.
I did,
This
and
is
also
delusional.
I did hear the new intro. I love it. I like that I'm ahead of you.
I
and
wish
you.
I wish I could have had
It's,
like a
alph-
live
because,
reaction, you know?
alphabetized.
I know it is. Yeah. You know what? Daylight savings time's been messing with me. and
How? I don't understand that. How does it mess with people? It's an hour.
I give them like
Makes
the
me
first.
sleepy, Alex.
I don't know. The first night was
No, it
like,
literally,
maybe
it
a little
actually
bit
like
confusing.
But
for
like,
working with children, it messes them up for the whole week.
well, I guess for
It's
me, like
horrible.
I typically only get like 4 hours sleep, so
Yeah,
I
same.
mean that's not. It wasn't a huge. It was a huge deal for me.
It's like I looked at my clock and I thought it said 7:25, and then I checked my phone. It was like 7:55. I was like, well, that one's on me.
Well, dang.
So then I sprinted across
one's on
campus
me.
and rolled in, but I was listening all the way over.
There you go. No, I think we lose to Colorado and Vegas, and then we beat Montreal and Washington. Now that I've conceded, I want us to lose.
I think
I want us to go 0-4.
I think
so that
we
can
lose,
get a
we
draft
lose,
pick.
we lose again, and then we win.
But don't you like the mystery of what could happen?
No,
I want
not at this point, I
Yakimchuk
don't.
or I want Ginla.
I don't.
That one Flames create this gray area.
If Yakimchuk goes to Pittsburgh, I will murder Merrick live on air.
What if Ginla goes to Montreal?
I will murder you live on air.
Which one's worse?
What one don't
Probably
you
the
like?
Ginla
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, again,
When do we start
Ginla
taking these
would
threats
suck.
seriously?
When it actually happens.
You can start to tell it's like when the way he dresses. He just like starts showing up
So,
in like
yeah.
less and
Like a
less
trench
clothes.
coat.
Braden and I are just gonna come to the show like our face is gonna be just blue on one side.
No, I'll be like the first. If he does, I'll be the first one to buy a jersey, and then I'll wear it like
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
draft day. Just come. I'll fly back in just for one day, and that'll be
One
it.
day.
I will not have a return flight though, because I'll be. I'll be in the ground.
I will not have a return flight. This is a one-way ticket.
Yeah.
I was also just gonna say for the Florida game, did you see the Florida Panthers they had like Kids Day, and then they brought all their children out when the national anthem was being sung.
I think I saw that because I think I saw Tarasenko pick up his kid.
Yeah.
And it was just so funny because like the moms are just there like dropping their kids off like on the side of the rink, and then their dolls just hold them. It was really cute.
I saw the Marcia so his son played like
Yeah.
during intermission.
That was cute.
What?
Then you know how they do like kid games and intermissions?
Yeah.
So Marcia So's kid was playing, so we watched on the
So
bench.
we're jumping to Vegas then.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
It
it's
was-
just like
it was on the same,
theme of
like-
kids.
Yeah.
so.
Come on, Alex, keep up.
No, I'm
Merrick's
sorry.
mind goes in different places.
Yeah, there's just
There
no
was
warning
an
to
easy
that.
segue.
All boys' minds do that.
Yeah,
So-
Braden.
Let's before we jump completely off of the Flames.
Just because he's there doesn't mean he's gonna go there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just looking at, I don't know whose mock draft this is. I'm just on lines.com. Bill Placzek. I don't know if he means anything, but he did that this morning. So this guy probably doesn't mean anything. He has Carter Yakimchuk 8th going to Buffalo. And Tidge Ginla 11th going to Calgary.
But that doesn't mean
Let's
anything.
go.
That doesn't mean
How is
anything.
Calgary 11th?
Because we suck.
We're worse than you and we're 12th.
I would hope that.
That doesn't make any sense. How is Pittsburgh getting a...
I would hope that like other teams just kind of pass on Iginla until Calgary gets there.
I mean,
You know, like if he's projected to go 10th and Calgary winds up with the 14th pick, I'd hope whoever gets the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th pick just kind of like pass on him.
let's,
I think
let's
it'd
look
be
at some stats
I think
here.
that'd be really cool.
Did you
They're
get
not
one?
gonna. It's not gonna happen. But I
It
think
could
it'd be really
happen. 78 points in 59 games. No, he's going pretty early. But we can hope, Alex. We can hope.
Cool.
Montreal.
I should even think he's going to go to Pittsburgh because I think we traded that pick
Yeah.
So
to San Jose.
looking at the Western wildcard race, Nashville and Vegas hold the 1 and 2 spot
DFL.
respectively,
He'll go to San Jose if he goes to us.
and then just outside the picture is St. Louis and Minnesota. I think everyone below Minnesota is not making it.
Yeah, I think it's over.
Yeah,
I think that line is Minnesota.
67 with, unless you're going to count like Seattle does have a few games in hand against everybody else.
I mean, they have 1 game in hand against Vegas, and then 3 games in hand against Nashville, and
Two
at most
against St. Louis.
that's 6 points, which gets them to 73, which are still behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
didn't
guess
re-
it
I
would like
didn't
move them
realize
into the
Nashville was
picture a
doing so
little bit
good this
more,
year.
but
Yeah, they went.
I
on,
think
like, a
you're right.
streak
Minnesota's
lately.
the line there.
The East is getting opened up as well because, like, Detroit's on a 5-game losing streak. Islanders just got their 6-game winning streak snapped. And, like, I know Pittsburgh's out, but, like, they're still within 10 with how bad they've been playing. That's how open it is.
I would draw the line same place I would draw the Western one. I think that line stops at Washington.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I'm just stoked to see 2 Canadian teams leading the Pacific. That's so fun. I love that. Sucks that it's Edmonton.
I didn't realize that Vegas was not in a divisional spot.
They were like a week ago.
They
and
were.
then they just sucked.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Well, a lot of, like,
there?
the-
Like they
a lot
had
of top-
horrible last
A
year.
lot of top team. Like, I was surprised when I looked at the standings again. Detroit was not in a playoff spot anymore. It's Islanders, which is insane.
Yeah, because Vegas won on Saturday, but then they lost on Thursday. Before that, they had a 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh.
Vegas are they Western or Pacific? I always forget.
Vegas?
Pacific.
Pacific.
Okay.
Wait,
They're on
what?
a 4-game lose streak.
You
mean
asked if
Pacific
they
or
were-
Central?
Yeah.
Pacific or Central? I'm still waking up. Hey, I'm not.
Phil
I
didn't
got no
notice.
excuse.
Yeah, 4-game lose streak before their win against Detroit. They lost to Columbus and Buffalo, 7-2 and 6-3. What is going on in Vegas? They were my picks to win the cup again.
They still could.
I mean, yeah, they still could, I guess. But
They're part. Yeah. I think there's about 3 teams per conference that are kind of the ones.
And we'll
that's kind of how it
I'll
works.
make sure we get to it during the trade deadline discussion, but I'll ask you guys now, just so you can start thinking about it, if that kind of changed your mind on who you think is going to make the Cup Finals, or if that changed your playoff performance for any teams at all. We'll talk about that when we talk about the trade deadline. But I just want you guys to start thinking about that now.
Talk all about Vegas.
Let's jump off Calgary and head to the Metropolitan Division and talk about the Rangers real quick.
The Rangers, or are we going a little bit more specific?
We're going to go specifically to one player who's likely going to get suspended because of an action that he did last night.
Is he a very tall player?
He's a very tall player. He's from Calgary, too.
Is his name Rat Rempe?
It is Rat Rempe.
What did he? I didn't see the game. I almost actually did just Google Rat.
I think he's been taking too many MMA lessons.
So I think when he came in, it was this.
Was it the elbow?
Yeah.
Against
When he came in, it was this kid who was, like, oh, it's so cool that he's like fighting everyone
Making a
and
name.
like he's kind of reviving the whole enforcer rule kind of thing, and like how cool is it he made his debut on an outdoor game and fought during that game, and hooray, like what an awesome thing for hockey and stuff. And now I've made a complete turn in the opposite direction. This kid needs to stop. I'm getting a little bit bothered by him now.
It's a bit too much.
And maybe I'm alone on this.
Because
Did
now
he-
we're 3 weeks into it, right?
Didn't he wave to the guy too? Like he
Yeah,
did, like,
he
a
waved to
little
Curtis McDermott as I think Rempe was getting tossed. Is what happened? McDermott, who also received 10 minutes misconduct, attempted to fight Rempe after the play, but was held back by officials. As Rempe left the ice, he mocked McDermott by waving at him.
I don't know if that was fully intentional.
Oh, that
This
was
elbow.
Oh, the elbow went off.
Well, no, but you have to know. Hey, you're 6'8" when you're off skates.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I just this is my thing with like this also goes into Jordan Binnington. Like we reinforce their behavior by showing this stuff. Like Sportsnet is like re-showing this play. We're
Binnington's
reinforcing that behavior. I don't know.
Binnington's different just because he's a very angry person.
Yeah, but like
I think
get him to stop acting like that.
I think
Don't
you-
show him.
Yeah.
I think for the Department of Player Safety, you have this,
I would argue he does know what he's doing because his elbow, he goes from like this position of just like tucking his
and
elbow
you
in and
he
then pops
and he
it
chicken
up.
wings it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think if you're the Department of Player Safety, you have this
I mean,
amazing
he's also
opportunity.
just putting his hands up so he doesn't run
You have
face
the-
first into the boards. So
You have this
I don't
amazing
know.
opportunity to teach this kid a lesson. Sit him. Maybe over suspend him a bit. I
Does the
think
NHL teach lessons?
Not good
It
one.
seems like they don't.
I don't
but
think
that's
so.
in some cases, you know,
Yeah.
there's a lesson that comes to mind. I won't say it
I won't say it.
because it's
There's a
more-
lot that come to mind that didn't get taught.
it-
Chicago.
See, I was gonna say that, but I was gonna argue the other way. I was gonna say that maybe stuff they do is not as serious as it seems. Maybe that's a lesson.
We're talking about completely different things.
No, we're not. The way the NHL treated that,
Yeah,
maybe
it was
maybe
awful.
maybe it's just not as serious as it should be. The way the NHL treated it.
the NHL treated it unseriously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We are on the same page. then.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
You worded that very weirdly,
And I was
Alex.
like,
just so you know.
where are you going
I
with
was like,
this?
Yeah.
We got the
Judging,
message,
judging
yeah.
by how the NHL treated
could
that
see
whole
the
situation,
gears
maybe it's
turning.
just not as serious as we thought it was. Maybe
Yeah,
we're
but
just
it-
all a group of silly people.
yeah.
No,
how
but
dare
for
we be outraged.
Rempe, I think that hit is, I think that his 3 games, I would probably give him 5.
Yeah.
That's a 3-game hit plus a 2-game stupid tax.
I think New York might just
It
burn
is
down, though.
definitely warrant of it because, like, just looking at it, it's like he sees he's not gonna hit him in the first place. Then the elbow just starts to come up. and
Yeah.
the elbow is all that makes contact.
This is I just think this is the chance to really kind of not give him some perspective, but stop him.
Yeah. He'll be good for playoffs. Like this is a good playoff. Like
Have you guys seen Jurassic World, the first one?
Yeah.
yeah. The one in
Remember-
like 2013.
Remember when the Indominus escapes and Chris Pratt says a line about like, I don't think you want her to find out exactly where she fits on the food chain?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That. Because Rempe's running around and he's killing everyone.
Well, one of the only people that would like put some sense into him is his captain. Is Trua. Like that'd be one of the only
Which that
people that
won't
would like
Define
Like-
put some sense into him.
Yeah.
Because my
hit
brain
him as
jumped
hard
to,
as possible.
Okay, cool. Because my brain jumped to that same spot. Like in practice,
Yeah.
Truba just pops him.
Or like I know he's not in the league anymore, but Bufflin. He would not mess with Bufflin. 100%.
The thing is, if Rempe stops doing what he's doing, what's the point in having him on your team?
Is that
He
he?
scored.
Well, maybe if he
it's-
stops
no,
doing
he
that,
has
he can
scored
actually be on.
once.
Okay,
Maybe
no,
he can be
no,
on
no.
the ice if he stops.
That's
doing
one more than
that.
Connor Brown.
No, but the point is that you have him so that if that needs to be done, you have someone for that.
Yeah.
That doesn't need to be done every game.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess.
You don't need to yeah, you just got to have that one player that if they're on, they're ready to go.
Yeah, like he can stand in front of the net and screen goalies because he's 6'8", and then if a game gets chippy, he's your nuclear weapon.
Exactly.
Yeah, fair enough.
You don't see Reeves fighting every night. He only
No,
fights when he needs to.
you don't see him playing every night.
Yeah, he
That's-
didn't.
I'm
he didn't
not.
play
I'm
for
not
a
at
few
all
months.
denying that Rempe is an effective player. I'm not at all denying that. He's absolutely an effective player
He's a role player
if
that
he's
needs to
used
like
correctly.
he needs to remember his role and not overuse it.
He has a role that would fit him really well. He's not playing that role. That elbow is proof of that. I think the NHL should suspend him 5
it's
games.
also the
for
second
this.
time against New Jersey. that he's done
Yeah,
that.
it is the second time.
Yeah.
So who did you do it first to?
Bastion.
There.
Yeah, that bastion hit was brutal.
That
one-
bastion
one
was
bad.
rough,
That one was bad.
And I get it. You know, they play across the bridge from you, and it's a proximity rivalry. I absolutely understand. However, please stop.
Yeah.
We get it. You're big. You hit hard. It's you know, play better.
Be better.
You came in and you were this flash in the pan, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're amazing. You're a truck. You hit really well. You fight everyone, which not a lot of people will do."
Yeah, exactly.
And you were giving respect for that. And now you're starting to cross the line a bit, especially with that hit.
And
I think you need to knock it off.
I give him the benefit of the doubt for the Reeves one. That one was kind of forced.
That one was kind of
he
drummed
kind
up
of
by the
really
media.
had no. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's more of a
They
media
both
thing.
liked the same comment or the same post about them fighting.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because 2 weeks ago when we first talked about Rempe, Alex was saying, "Is this the start of a new trend?" And now we're saying he needs to stop. It means it's not a new trend.
No.
No, it's just dangerous.
Because that's the thing with flashes in a pan. They either burn out or burn down your house.
Yeah.
And
That's a bar right there.
So I don't know. I think if Rempe stops doing, I agree with you, he needs to stop. But if he stops,
Well,
it's going to be done for
I think
him.
he needs moderation.
Losmer's saying like if he doesn't stop doing this, is that gonna then cause
Straight to the ECHL.
Is that gonna
Or the
cause New
hospital.
Jersey to pick up?
Both.
True.
Like, is that gonna cause New Jersey to pick up someone who is?
Who's on the market though for that?
Can't they
I'm
not
not.
pick
I'm not.
up anybody? Wasn't that?
I'm not familiar with the KHL, but I imagine
that
there's
over
probably
now?
someone.
You can call up an AHL player.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so maybe they got like just some big.
Yeah,
Sick
pick,
A bunch of goons in the AHL.
yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they bring just the next Chara.
I don't know.
Bring
The
in their
Utica,
biggest guy on the ECHL team.
I don't know.
See how he goes.
Do you know how to fight? No, we'll teach you.
I don't know.
If you're in the ECHL, you know how to fight.
True.
I don't know. I don't know the Utica Comets roster off the top of my head. There's probably someone who's fairly big. Call him up. Point at Rempe. Go.
Let me see here.
Honestly, the
Utica
thing I'm more
Comets.
impressed about is he had 11 minutes on the ice against St. Louis, not one penalty.
He almost.
That's pretty good.
he almost-
That's
That's
what I
pretty
mean.
good.
If
That's
he-
a win.
he
If
almost
he's put
scored-
in a role that he succeeds in,
And he almost scored.
Fine.
He had the weirdest. It was really weird. He took a shot and went off the post, the crossbar, and the post, and then trickle, and it was like
it was
a chip of the puck didn't go all fully in, so it didn't count. But
yeah,
he was that close to scoring
It was
again.
within a hair of scoring again.
He was
Okay.
that close.
Which he's in effect. If he he can score, he has proven that.
he's also no
Yeah, I know,
goalie
but
is
that's
taller
the
than him.
closest in height and
No.
size.
Just stand in front.
Yep.
Could you imagine him standing in front of Wolf?
You're not moving him.
Wolf's literally gonna be there like, oh, okay.
So the
Yeah.
closest guy in size that the Utica Comets have to Matt Rempe is their third-string goalie, 24-year-old third-string goalie Akira Schmid, who is
Oh.
6'5", 205 pounds.
The irony is, I think he plays for the Devils.
And
Yeah.
how big is
Oh,
Up and
that's
down.
yeah.
Up and down goalie. Who's their biggest defenseman
Um,
or forward? I guess. Who's their biggest
Daniel-
skater?
Would you say Dougie
Daniel
Hamilton will?
Misuel, who's 6'3", 196.
You think Dougie Hamilton would have fought that if he
Tyler
wasn't hurt?
Witherspoon.
That's on his game.
He's kind of big.
Oh my God, Tyler Witherspoon. I met him.
He's a big
He
boy.
went to the Olympics
6'2", 213. He went to the Olympics. and
Went to-
now
when
he's
the
in
when the
Olympics.
NHL couldn't.
Oh,
I was gonna
yeah,
say,
yeah,
I was
I
about to
don't
say,
think he'll be going the next
I
year.
beg your pardon.
Phil, here's the issue with all that.
I wasn't familiar with his game.
Rempe may only be 6'7", which I mean, not like
Eight.
only 6'7".
6'8".
He's also 241.
Well, yeah, but if you're that tall, you're gonna be 241.
But that guy, you were like, oh, he's 6'5", 205 pounds.
that's not small.
Smaller than Rempe.
Not to
Everyone, that's what I'm saying. Is everyone's smaller than Rempe?
Yeah.
not to steal a quote from the Flames locker room and make it about the Rangers, but they have a game coming up on the 21st that I would, if I'm Rempe, I would watch out for.
What's that?
On the 21st, they're in Boston,
Ooh.
and I'm
Drive
gonna
the Rat
this
more
this
shit.
where the Flames goal comes in. That pack of hyenas in Boston could tear Rempe apart if they wanted to.
Well, they have Maroon now. So
They have Maroon
Maroon's
now
our-
on top of
The
that.
big rig.
And
Yeah.
if he does get suspended for 5 games, banking on we get that suspension literally now.
Yeah, which we should because they play tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if he gets
who do they play
suspended
tonight?
before
Carolina.
Right.
If he gets suspended before that game tonight, that Boston game will be Rempe's first game back.
Mm-hmm.
And
If he
that's
gets the
that's
full
5.
5 games.
Yeah. So, yeah, if he gets the full 5, which I'm saying he should, but
So
in
here's
fairness,
another
he probably
question then.
won't.
What if I wonder if NHL player safety or whoever does the suspensions, they're looking at this Boston game and they're like, what can we do to not turn that game into a bloodbath? And maybe they tell
the
I don't
refs
know if they can
beforehand?
do this, but they tell Rangers to healthy scratch Rempe tonight. They give the suspension tomorrow, give it 5 games, and then he doesn't play that Boston game anyway, and then no one kills each other.
But
Can they do that? I don't know if they can even do
because
that.
we
but-
know the NHL likes money, are you sure they're not going to say, well,
Yeah.
look at this potential
Yeah.
thing we
That's
could throw.
true.
We
I
could-
guess
look
that,
what we
that
could
would be
throw
more
out
the slant
there.
that they would take, I would think.
That's what they did with the Leafs. Like,
So it's not an NHL player safety at all.
If they're going 5, what is it? Games at 7 p.m.
Or maybe they
I
do-
wouldn't be
maybe they
surprised.
give him
Can they throw a
6?
suspension out at like 6 and be like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's suspended?
I imagine what they
I don't
can
think they
do
do
is
that close to game time.
I think the Morgan Riley one didn't drop until like just before game time, but I don't know.
it was a
if they
few
just
hours
did
before game time.
Yeah.
that, like,
It
but
gives
it was
the-
like later in the day. Than you
gives
would
the
normally
player-
I
find
wonder if
out.
there's probably a gap between the time that the player knows it and we know it.
it's
though.
because they have to give time if they want to call up an NHL player to make the
Because
roster.
well, apparently the Leafs found out via Twitter. That's how they found out how
Really?
long Morgan Riley was suspended for.
Oh,
I wouldn't be
So there's no
surprised-
logical
I wouldn't be
thinking
surprised
going on.
if it's out by noon our time if they're going to
yeah.
push it out a bit.
maybe they get, yeah. I don't know, but I guess you are right on that one.
Well, I
The
haven't-
NHL
well-
does like money.
The thing is, I haven't heard anything
Don't
about
you?
him even getting a hearing yet.
I know that's what I was.
It's all just assumed, though. I think the NHL just knows they don't need to put anything out. They're like, yeah, he's going to get a hearing.
But no, but they typically put that out regardless.
I don't know.
Yeah, like if I'm looking at the player safety page on the NHL's website right now. Possible to have player safety hearing. Kelly from the Sens is supposed to have a hearing. They tend to put that kind of stuff out. So, and they haven't yet, which I'm kind of surprised by, considering that like the NHL's base is in New York.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm more curious about that. I imagine it sadly it'll probably come down after the show, which sucks because I would love to have that just be like a current piece of information that we could.
A little break.
One of
with
these
breaking
days,
news.
we're gonna get some sick breaking news live on air, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
And we're gonna explode. It'll be so nice.
And Pittsburgh could have given that to us.
Yeah, well,
And
But-
they were a little late because they're mean.
Kyle.
so were they. They said they were going to trade him on Wednesday, and they didn't.
They could have if any team could have ever done us one favor, it would have been that.
That would have been
Just,
so
like-
much fun.
Like imagine that. It's like 8:15. We're starting to go through it. Everybody gets the notification. He starts crying.
Again, it was all about the return. That's all I cared about. I just really didn't want him to go to New York.
Do you
I
know
was-
how many views that would have got us?
Probably a lot.
Yeah.
That's what we thought about a couple of our clips, and then they just didn't.
Yeah, but it's like him crying, like live.
I came
someone help
to terms with it eventually.
Can someone help me decipher this quote from a Sportsnet article about the Siegenthaler Rempe hit?
Go
What's
for
the
it.
quote?
So it's from Curtis McDermott, who said that he lost respect for Rempe for waving at him and all that stuff. And just pulling directly from the quote written by the Sportsnet staff on the Sportsnet website, McDermott was not with the Devils at the time of the Nate Bastian hit, having been acquired from Colorado Avalanche via trade on March 1st, but is well aware of the incident. To quote McDermott, first shift I asked him, there's a bit of a code, and I thought he would have answered that. I imagine asked him for a fight. There's a bit of a code, and I thought he would have answered that, but I don't know what he said. I don't know what he was told, but he said no. McDermott said, after a hit like that, it kind of goes without saying you should answer the bell in some way and be a man about it.
He was getting kicked out. Like you don't need to answer. There's no bell to answer. You
Yeah,
just-
that is the bell. You're leaving. You're
the ref.
done.
The ref.
No, that
took,
was-
the
that
ref
was-
took him
this
and
was
the bell.
before-
No,
this
no,
was
yeah,
before this.
first shift I asked him. So this was before the Siegenthaler hit. This was in
Well, I
response
don't-
to the Bastian
I don't
fight
think
and
Rempe
hit,
is
sorry.
going into a game being like, yes, I'm going to target one of their players to hurt and suspend myself. I don't think that's a player's mindset he's going
It's
into
not
the
what
game
you
with.
do, but isn't it not just like a pretty universal sign that if one enforcer, or if you're back in town playing a team that you already did something against, there's a good chance someone wants to
guess.
ring your bell.
Yeah, especially with that game having been how long ago?
Not even a week. Like what? 2 weeks? Not even.
Let's see. So they played yesterday. The previous hit came on the 22nd. So that's 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, and it's like, and they made that trade for a guy who is a well-known enforcer. Like,
Yeah, about 2.5 weeks.
it's like I feel like you got to answer it if, maybe Rempe didn't want to like right away, but
Or
still.
and here's here's where
Rempe's face just also started to heal.
here's where I might draw the line, and I tell me if I'm on the wrong side of this now.
All right, we're drawing the line.
This is where if you're Curtis McDermott, you're not. I don't think, to my knowledge, he's not an every game player. He says Googling McDermott's stats.
No, he's not.
Why don't you just jump him?
He's
Just fully go for it.
Yeah, just
he's 6'7".
okay.
How tall is McDermott?
McDermott is according to
McDermott's
hockey.
tough.
According to Hockey DB, he is 6'5",
6'5".
6'5", 233.
Yeah.
That'd be a good fight. I'd watch that fight.
True, but what's
And Rempe deprived us of it.
So far in the
He was
season,
getting kicked out.
Just fight him in the first.
so far in the season,
I
he's
don't
played
think
29.
Rempe wants to fight anymore.
Sorry,
He didn't fight
Uh,
Reeves till like the very last shift of that one game.
so far in the season, he's played 34 games.
And that's
That's
2 goals.
That's not an every game. That's not an every game player. I think if you're McDermott, you just jump him. You eat the 1 or 2 game suspension that you're gonna get.
Yeah, you can see.
you get the were they home or were they away?
Away.
The Devils were away.
They were home in the Bastion, hit one.
Yeah, they were home in the Bastion one, and nothing really happened with that.
Because Devils don't Devils lack goaltending and like an enforcer type thing.
And push back, yeah.
If this one was at home, if McDermott would have just jumped Rempe and like socked him, the crowd would have loved that.
100%.
I think so.
Yeah, his season high in points is 8.
And Rempe has 1.
He's got a goal and an assist this season,
No, he's got
and
2
S-
goals.
an hour spent in the penalty box.
6 more, and you've pretty much caught McDermott.
He averages at least a penalty minute per game.
What a stat.
That's crazy.
I was just trying to check. I wanted to see if Rempe still had more time in the box than on ice, but I
Oh,
think
At this point, probably,
100%.
at this point, probably not.
But he, like I said, he went 11 minutes on ice without a penalty. I think he's pretty good now. I think
He's in the positive there.
Well, are you counting suspension as penalty time?
No,
no.
penalty minutes.
Just like in the box.
He's +3.
Well, he had the 11 minutes.
Yeah, but he got
went 7 without any.
Here, stats, career.
he's got 54 penalty minutes this season.
His time on ice. Oh, that's per goal.
Or per
I don't
game.
care about time on ice per goal. I'm
Game.
caring. Oh, well, I don't care about that. I
You
care
just
about
add
time
it.
on ice by penalty minutes.
Okay, that works too, I guess.
He's got 54 penalty minutes
And he's
in 10 games. That's pretty crazy.
so he's played
He's
He
averaging
absolutely
5 a
has
game.
more time on ice than penalty minutes. Then.
9
yeah, now he does.
9 minutes for the first 2 games.
I'll do the.
Still around 9 minutes. Then you go to 14, 18, and then 18 plus 7. Ooh, math.
25.
25. Then plus 5, it's 30. Then 36. Then you have 47, and then you have 51. So no, that's without that's a rough addition.
So he's in the positive now.
He'd be like maybe either a few minutes under, a few minutes over.
You know what? It's
very close.
It's an improvement from where he was at following the first Devils game. He was in the negative
13
by
seconds? 13 seconds on ice, and then he got
13
15
seconds.
minutes?
Then he had what was it?
17
He had
penalty
5
minutes.
minutes against Dallas, and then he had four and a half against the Islanders, and in total he had like 22 minutes in the box.
He goes on a break. This is what he does. So the first game he goes 5 minutes. Then he takes no penalties. Then 17 minutes. Then 5. Then 5. Then 0. Then 5. Then 2. Then 0. Then 15. So he does. It is possible.
He had
for
a
him, good
little
enough.
improvement stretch. He was improving.
From what? He literally went from 5 to 0 back to 5, and then went from 2 to 0 to 15.
See, the 2 to 0, that's an improvement.
The 2 to 0.
2 to 0. Then what happened after the 0?
15.
15, you know what? He snapped. That's what happened. They were trying to get him to play
He can
clean.
only keep the cap on the bottle for so long.
That's what I mean. They were trying to get him to play clean, and before the game, they're like, you know what? It's going pretty well so far. Don't do anything stupid. And then, stupid.
I want to see if I can find how much total. Matt Rempe has 56 minutes of total ice time. 56 minutes and 28 seconds.
He's 2 minutes in
And
the
how many
he's
penalty
2
minutes does he
minutes
have?
in the green.
He has 44 penalty minutes according to this website, but I don't think that's
He's-
right.
According to NHL, he's got 54 penalty minutes.
So
and
he
and
is- yeah.
56 time on ice. So he's
Two
he's-
minutes in the green.
he's a
He's one-
shade in the positive.
He's a shift in the green.
He is a minor in the positive.
He is. Oh boy, I didn't think it was that close.
Let's
say I want him to take like what's our prediction? Does Matt Rempe end the season with more penalty minutes
Oh,
than
100%.
time
Yes.
on ice?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, he will.
100%.
yes, he does.
What an interesting thing to follow.
Casey, do you have a prediction?
Yeah, sure.
let's jump into a break here. On the other side, we'll go into Hitmen Corner right after the break. Then we'll talk about some NHL trades, and then we will get into a story involving the Flyers, John Tortorella, and the Flyers ownership group. Five games left in the season. They're currently 5 points out of a playoff spot. Phil's Hitmen Corner.
3 games since our last 3 games since our last show. Like you said, Alex, we got 5 more games in the season, 2 of which are at home. And they're against pretty tough teams. Like we got, I guess except for the Friday game. That's Edmonton on Friday. Sunday's Lethbridge. I really wish I could go to that. And then Saskatoon, who's the best team in the league, and then Swift Current, who we play twice, back to back. They
in a home and home.
Man, this is that's brutal. Swift Current is far away from Calgary.
Is it?
It's pretty far. Like Calgary to Swift Current is a long drive.
That's a 5-hour drive.
I'd say more. I think 7.
I'm looking at Google.
Oh yeah,
Never
5
mind.
hours. It's actually not as far as I thought.
It's not that far.
But still, that is brutal.
That's a
Oh,
haul.
Regina's 6 hours.
That is
That's fine.
brutal.
Regina's like 8 hours.
No, it's 6.
To
I've made that drive.
I've made the drive
many
to Speedy
times.
Creek.
I haven't made that
Oh,
drive.
it's not fun.
It's not fun.
Yeah, to get to Swift Current for a 7 p.m. game and then drive back to be in Calgary for a 6 p.m. game. Because that game's going to end at 11, 10.
They're probably doing an overnight haul.
Yeah.
They're probably hopping
Well,
on the
that's
bus
what they
and coming right
don't
back.
stay
Yeah.
anywhere. You got kids, it's
Take
like,
the money.
yeah, it's so brutal because CSIC can definitely afford to do it. But that's a conversation for a different day. Wednesday, March 6th, we got our 1 win of the last 3 games. We beat Brandon Wheat Kings in overtime. That was a pretty good one. Oliver Tulk with the hat trick there.
Whoa.
That was pretty sweet. We do like Oliver Tulk. Then we played 2 games against Red Deer, 1 in Red Deer and 1 at home, and we lost both of them.
So, forgive me for not knowing the Hitmen's performance like the back of my hand. Looking at the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games here, lost 2-1 to Red Deer, beat Medicine Hat 2-0, beat Brandon 3-2, lost to Red Deer 4-3, lost to Red Deer 5-2. Just looking at the score, and I haven't watched many of the games this season.
Yeah,
it seems like they're able to hang around. They're able to skate with the team. They're able to kind of keep pace. It's just, what's the issue here?
I think it's the high-level scoring. We get the shots, we just don't get the dangerous shots.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
They
that's
really are the Flames.
The similarities are crazy. But like if you compare, when you take in consideration the moves the Calgary Hitmen did this season, it makes sense. Like as soon as I saw who we got rid of, like Sean and all that, we kind of figured it probably wasn't going to happen for them. But that's all right because they're doing kind of what the Calgary Flames did. They're kind of investing in the future, which is good because you have Ben Kindle who's going to be leading the team. You have a first-round NHL draft pick in Carter Yakimchuk who's going to be leading the team for another couple of years. Like when Carter's in his 20-year season, when Ben's like getting up there in his 18, 19-year season, I think they're going to be looking at a pretty good team. Lethbridge Hurricanes currently occupy that last playoff spot, which is good.
It's not unrealistic that the Hitmen could slide into a playoff spot. They're 5
points behind.
They're 5 points back, and the Hurricanes'
have a game in hand.
The Hurricanes' schedule is the Oil Kings tomorrow.
So they'll win.
The Rebels home and home.
That'll be tough. That's going to be a good series.
So they're in Lethbridge against the Rebels on Friday. They're in Red Deer against the Rebels on Saturday. They're in Calgary on Sunday.
They'll win that Calgary game. That's the thing.
And then it's a home and home against Medicine Hat, which.
How far do I have to scroll here? Holy cow. What is going on? What am I looking at?
I don't know what
This
you're
is
looking at.
the-
This is the
wrong.
overall schedule.
Oh,
of
this is
everything.
everybody's
That's
schedule.
Everybody.
That does not help me. What is with hockey leagues and their terrible websites?
That's why I just Googled the Hurricane-specific schedule.
I thought I clicked on Lethbridge Hurricane schedule and it
I don't
brought
think-
me
I don't think you
just
did.
all of them.
No, but
Um,
Oil Kings, Rebels, Hitmen, Tigers.
Tigers.
Yeah.
It's not unrealistic to say that Calgary might slide into a spot there, assuming that they can somehow strap together and beat the Broncos. Because the Blades is a scheduled
Well,
loss.
Broncos could also be
The
resting
Blades is a
players.
scheduled loss. The thing is with those two, oh, now I lost my tabs.
I think the season is decided on Sunday. In that Lethbridge Hitman game, I think that's
and I
think
don't
that's what
see
decides it.
like now that Lethbridge has Sean, man, like last time we played Lethbridge, we lost 9-2,
Mm-hmm.
and then the time
Ouchie.
before that we lost 6-0 when Sean got his hat trick.
Ouchie.
It's not looking good, Alex. It's not looking good. I think it's going to be extremely tough for Calgary to even get up to a tiebreaker spot against Lethbridge. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I would honestly, at this point, I would rather Lethbridge make playoffs than Calgary. For Sean,
of Sean,
to go,
yeah.
because of Sean. Sean needs that.
It's tough to accept when an opponent
Brady Red Shot, everybody.
5, 4, 5.
What's the pay-in?
That's
That's $1. That's $1 to everyone.
It's $1.
That's $1 to everyone.
You so didn't need to do that.
Oh, 5.
You didn't need to.
No, he didn't.
Oh, that
Oh
was
my
bad.
That's how I feel about a lot
Oh.
of men's actions.
That was bad.
Oh, that was brutal. That was a rough one.
His face is bright red.
That might be the
no.
worst one we've had.
No.
Oh,
That's
that
definitely
is the
the-
worst one we've had.
That is the worst one we've had.
Alex is
So what?
Alex is
Casey's
losing
on
it.
Okay.
0. You're on.
I got 2.
I have 1.
I've
because
got 1.
I was.
And Braden has 2 now, too.
I've got
Weird.
Yeah, but I'm in his. Braden's was easily
Okay.
the worst one.
Okay.
That was.
Do we need
So-
a swear jar?
Yeah, we
Yes.
do.
God. Okay.
We do.
So
Anyway,
okay.
So you put a
Back to
I
Sean.
do have a question. Okay, I'll take it back, Sean. And I have one question before we round this out.
I have a question about Sean.
Go
ahead.
for it.
Did he score a hat trick at the Saddle Dome?
It was in. Let me
That's
double
very
check
because
actually.
again, Sean Monahan
No, it was-
also did that.
It was in
Ah.
Lethbridge.
Dang it! I was
that
gonna be
first
like Sean
game.
Monahan did that against his previous team. I thought that was funny.
That was also fun.
Where's
But
your
then-
look for
but they
people named
lost that
Sean to
game.
score hat
Yeah.
tricks?
And they lost that game.
And you're gonna say something about Sean as well.
Yeah, it's just so important for him because he's like kind of one of those guys that's kind of on the fringe. Like he's a fantastic hockey player.
Yeah.
So if Lethbridge can make it into playoffs and he can kind of take a leading role in that team and get them into maybe not the finals because again they're the 8th seed, but who knows? If he can make something work with that team, yeah, good to fair chance he'll be looking at at least an AHL contract, and he's definitely a player of a caliber that could make that happen. That who would do well in the A. It's just a matter of showing that he deserves it.
Yeah.
And it's tough to do that with a team like Calgary this year, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. What was your question?
So, looking at the Saskatoon Blades schedule now, I imagine so they have 3 games before their game with the Hitmen. I imagine they're going to tie off the division or the conference with a neat little bow. The division, sorry. No conference. The conference with a neat little bow by the time they welcome Calgary to Saskatoon.
Oh yeah, well they're 10 points ahead of Moose Jaw.
How likely is it that they don't have their full squad
Against Calgary?
against Calgary?
I don't actually know the answer to that. The thing is, what else are these kids gonna do?
Go to school.
Well,
Yeah,
like,
that's fair,
like-
actually.
go to school or just like not be in a hockey game where they could
Get hurt.
they could get hurt, and then that affects their chances with the WHL playoffs and then potentially Mem Cup.
And
I
even
mean, I
like
guess
draft,
that's a fair
even their
point.
draft stock could take a hit for that.
Yeah,
That'll be
So-
a curious thing to watch. Actually, I didn't even think about that.
because that's 3 games for the end of the season. They have Brandon. I do not know that logo.
because
The
that's
Warriors-
not even like Saskatoon's last home game of the season. The last home game of the season is Prince Albert.
It is.
Which, yeah, actually, you know what? You make a fair point. Maybe
If they
think even if Saskatoon doesn't play their full roster, it's a scheduled loss. But
okay. Well, I'm just trying to open up the window for a little bit here.
Fair enough. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
Nice reference.
Let me. Oh my God, these websites are going to.
Brayden looks shell shocked.
Buddy.
Look, it was a mistake, and we moved past it.
Did we though? Did we really?
Why? You so didn't need to.
No, that was unnecessary. Anyway, the biggest thing that's
You
going
kind
to
of
be.
forget where you are in the moment.
You kind of do. You kind of do.
It's the fact that you leaned away from your mic.
You knew it was coming too.
That one was the most not the most accidental one for sure.
But that was also.
That was just a pure slip out.
Yeah.
I would say that was also, I would say, the second most. That was one that was out there with his full chest. The second most. First was Phil's.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
First was First was you, I think.
No, it was No, I think when we were talking about the podcast, there was a pretty blatant, just giving her.
No, but I'm saying like that was with his full chest, even though it was accidental. That was with his full chest. I think
The podcast one was not accidental.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what
see, mine was the worst accidental.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the biggest question that's going to be called in, which probably should have been called in a couple of years ago, is going to be. I don't want to put a target on my back too much, but it's going to be Steve Hamilton, I think. I don't think anything's going to happen, but there's going to be questions. But there's also not going to be questions. I don't know what I'm
And
talking
Steve's
about.
the coach.
Steve is head coach. Yeah. It's going to be curious. I think it's going to be an exciting couple of years. This year was not one of them. That's all I got.
You're one.
How long do you think it'll take before they're, I don't want to say leading the conference, but let's say deep?
Ben's in his rookie year. I think they're going to be more competitive next year.
This is a long corner. I like this so far.
Yeah, they're going to be more competitive next year, and then the year after, I think, is going to be when they start to really go.
Okay.
Next year, they'll make playoffs.
All right. Well,
And Ben Kindle will be captain in 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, that's my guess.
But you said he's a quiet guy, though.
He'll change.
Quiet guys trying to be captain.
He's getting better.
Yeah?
He's working. Yeah.
Okay.
Quiet guys can be captains.
But like he's also
Name one.
McDavid.
like,
There's no way he's quiet.
Oh, he's 100% quiet.
There's no way he's quiet.
100%.
Yeah,
There's
fair
no way
enough.
he's quiet.
but also like he's I was gonna say something. He's also so good. Like
Yeah.
he's good. He's so good. Yeah. Ben, again, like I said a couple months ago, by stocking Ben Kindle, and that's Phil's Hitman Corner.
Yeah. A pretty long him in corner.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Good job.
So let's. I want to make sure we get all this stuff in. So let's jump to the trade deadline. First, I want to jump to Merrick.
What's up?
You had a show on Friday.
I did.
How was it?
He's cheating on us.
Was it busy?
No.
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 It wasn't like last year.
It wasn't even busy last year because all the big players got traded way before.
I know
I
you're
wa-
seeing other people.
I won't be. I was surprised, just from Pittsburgh's, because just going off the trade bait board, the top three were Gensel, Hannafin, and Riley Smith, and Smith didn't get moved, which I was very surprised about and a little annoyed because he's not.
You wanted to see him move?
I want him gone, please. There's only a handful of Penguins players on this team right now that should be on the team after the offseason. Like Crosby, Malkin, Letang, Rust, your two young guys, O'Connor and Puustinen. Defense-wise, you can maybe keep Carlson. I can go either way. You keep him or you don't. And then Graves can go. Pedersen can stay. Jari will stay. Nedeljkovic may go. But I don't know. It felt pretty lackluster again. There wasn't many big trades because all the ones happened the day before. Hannafin to Vegas, Gensler to Carolina. All those happened before the show, right?
Yeah, should we talk about Vegas?
Yeah. So we are going to talk about Vegas. I just want to go around the table and get everyone's kind of biggest trade, I guess, or biggest Most consequential trade, I should probably say.
Gensel.
You think Gensel?
For as a Penguins fan, 100%.
No, I'm saying like
Oh,
league. Like,
still Gensel.
You
Because
think?
we didn't get much back. We got Michael Bunting, who, to be fair, in this terrible stretch that Pittsburgh's on, like, has been playing very well with Crosby. Like, they've clicked surprisingly fast, and it's kind of impressive to watch. I'm really annoyed we didn't get Kotkaniemi or Nikas off of Carolina or any of their 3 like super prospects.
that was very likely a non-starter.
Yeah, so it's not the worst, and then, but like again, anyone who says, I said this to Alex a few days ago, that anyone that says we've got fleeced is a hockey casual, because we knew going into the trade we were going to lose because Gensel's a very valuable asset. We knew going into that we were going to lose. We needed picks and prospects, and that's what we got. And also, this is a bit of a weird situation. So Pittsburgh ended up trading Gensel and Ty Smith. Carolina doesn't have an AHL team, so Ty Smith still technically plays for the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, but Pittsburgh can't call him up. The Instagram page for, I like to call them the baby pens.
Yep.
Where like they posted a meme saying like, and he's back. So we just can't call him up, but he's still technically playing for us.
That's so weird. I don't know. I thought you had to have one, but I guess you don't.
Yeah, they have his rights. That's about it. It's just he still plays
It
for
must
us
have got like switched around with because how can Seattle has a team
that fast
already
yeah.
and then Carolina doesn't? They must. I think Carolina used to.
It was like pretty recently, because
Wasn't
I
it?
remember I looked it up when I first heard it, and I thought it was like in the last 2 years they decided to be like, nah.
The Chicago Wolves specifically were the team that were the Canes HL affiliate, and the Wolves didn't like. The Wolves wanted to like work on winning a Calder, and Carolina more treated the Wolves as if it was the feeder system for the NHL and calling them up and calling the players, taking them down
Yeah.
and stuff.
Is that not what it is?
That is more or less what it is, which is fair.
yeah.
But it was just a difference of philosophies amongst the teams is
So
largely
you
what it
scrapped
was.
the whole team.
Yeah. So,
they're like, we don't wanna
so,
deal
yeah,
with you guys?
so Chicago just said, you know what? We're done with this.
Is that still an AHL team, though?
Chicago?
Yeah.
Yes.
Chicago Wolves are.
So,
Yeah.
so it's an
For
AHL
who?
team without an affiliate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
feel like there's an easy fix here.
So for
just
whoever they want.
Boom, combined. Nah, it's a very weird situation.
So since
I'm not gonna say it.
since our last show, there were 41 trades.
Whoa.
I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah. Quick count. There were 41 trades since our last show.
That's too many. How am I supposed to know all of them?
I think the most trades a team made was 6. I think it was Colorado.
I think the GM was just
Yeah,
bored.
Colorado did a lot.
I'm seeing the Rangers here a lot. I'm seeing Vegas here a lot.
I'm sure you'll
I'm
see
seeing Colorado
Vegas.
here a
You
You
lot.
should see Florida,
Vegas.
and you might see Carolina, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say Carolina also.
Carolina and Florida.
Carolina is involved with a deal for in Toronto. Obviously Pittsburgh. Evgeny Kuznetsov, who we shouted out last show, is also now a Carolina Hurricane after being traded from
Good for
the
him.
Capitals. Good for him. Absolutely good for him.
Good for him.
But I want to focus a little bit on the Golden Knights for obvious reasons. First, to do with
They cheat, and they cheat some more.
they can't keep getting
But they're
away.
allowed to do it.
Insert Jesse Pinkman. They can't keep getting away with this meme.
But
how
what
did
are they
they
getting
get,
away
like-
with this? Like, they're following the rules.
Yeah,
they're
so
not breaking
no,
any
they're not
rules.
breaking any rules at
so
all.
it's not their fault.
No,
And from
absolutely.
Because if it was something wrong, but sorry, I got tongue tied there.
no worries.
They're doing it. They won a cup. They're obviously looking to do it again.
Yeah.
Why isn't everyone else doing it?
That's basically what the Vegas owners said.
Well, Tampa did it. That's where it first came from.
Yeah.
Actually, it originally came from Chicago. It originally came from Chicago
Did it?
because
Like
became
deep dish.
Tampa made it big.
yeah, Tampa made it big, but
Yeah.
it originally came from Chicago because
Like
that came out during their Stanley Cup Finals run against the Lightning.
In
And
2014.
I think 2014,
I want to say.
and
Because 2015
and
was LA.
I think at the time Stevie Y was GM of the Lightning, and he basically went to the GM meeting and said, "Does anyone have a problem with this?"
Yeah.
Like,
and everyone's collective answer was no. So
I mean, you can only make it
cue
so.
Tampa in 2020.
I mean, it's going to be less obvious because, like, when
Like, I
Mark's-
don't love it.
like,
but
first round
that's
starts.
them's the
It's
rules.
like, it's like
It's how it's-
selling out to try to get a cup. Like you kind of ship out your draft picks. And
Colorado-
you're like, well,
Colorado
we're all
didn't-
in for 2 years.
Colorado
Yeah.
didn't do it.
No, they did like the old like tough grindstone get up there.
Well, I
and
mean,
earn
their
it
their captain hasn't played since.
Yeah.
But I believe he'll be. It's different because he might be back for the playoffs this year.
Yeah,
but that's different
if they make
because
a deep run, I think
that's different because he
is
was.
the caveat.
That is the definition of he went all for nothing.
Are we talking about Gabe?
Yeah.
I think they just ruled him out.
Gabe?
Like, that he's
Gabe.
definitely he's probably out the first round for sure,
Yeah.
and most likely not coming.
Well, I
back
mean,
in
like,
playoffs.
What happened to him?
There is an
he like did something to his leg, and he during the playoffs.
Can I please say a fun fact about Gabriel Landeskog right now?
Go ahead.
Please, please, please.
I was gonna say he's like outside
When
the
was he
window looking at it.
drafted? Was he drafted 2011? I want to say.
Landeskog.
Oh,
He
2009. I
draft
think.
class.
Matt Duchene
2009.
was drafted 2009.
2011.
The more you know.
Gabriel Landeskog was walking around with like the top 5, like how they do their little trip to the
Landeskog
playoffs.
was young then.
He was offered.
He's 31.
Somebody approached him about modeling while they were like all hanging out.
I
in
mean,
a
with
mall.
that hair,
I know.
I see it.
It was
I
just
see
so
it.
funny. I was like, can we just not forget that he was like offered a modeling job?
I
like,
love
while
that.
he was just
Should have
chilling.
taken it.
Should have taken it.
Ryan Nugent Hopkins,
threw
Gabriel
away, like, a
Landeskog, and
childhood
Jonathan
of
Huberdeau
hockey.
were on the top 3.
That's
Followed,
working out.
followed by Adam Larson, Ryan Strome, Mika Zibanejad, Mark Scheifele, Sean Couturier, and Dougie Hamilton.
Zibanejad. He
That's
needs
cool
a
how all-
haircut, bro.
That is so cool that all of them are still playing right now. And one of them makes a lot of way too much money.
I'm gonna stop scrolling because that's a dangerous rabbit hole to go down.
It
But
is.
there is,
Alex, there's times where we have been through that rabbit hole.
yeah.
We'll just sit outside the main area and we'll be like, oh, just pick, Alex, give me a year.
Lucas, who's drafted in the 6th round of the 2011 draft? I don't care. I don't want to go down. This is gonna be me for an hour. But
I don't know. It's hard to be mad at Vegas when, like, I get why people are mad, but also, it's not their fault.
That
Like,
hurdle.
they figured it out. They figured out the key to do it.
Yeah,
And
the key is don't be afraid to spend. Is
Yeah.
basically what.
and figure out a way to do it without exceeding
They're not,
your cap.
but I wouldn't say they're the big. There's 3 big teams in the West and the East. The East has, in my opinion, it's Florida, Rangers, Carolina.
Is Florida recency bias?
No, they've been destroyed. They've been just good all season, regardless of who they just added and whatever. And then from the Western, it's
Florida's pretty
it's I would say Colorado.
Okay.
I would argue Like you could say Nashville right now.
In a
because
wild card spot is a big team.
Nashville's they're playing just incredible hockey.
Okay.
And
Vegas?
then no, I wouldn't say Vegas. Let me just look at the playoff picture.
While you pull
Yeah,
that up,
Vancouver. Oh, sorry. Look here, Jets, Vancouver, and Colorado. Those are the big 3 in the West, in my opinion.
What? Not the Dallas Stars.
Casey's insulted.
they're in a
But there was an article.
Yeah, I'm just saying those are the big 3 I have.
There's
And
an article by Ryan Boulding on the NHL website, written 2 days ago, saying that Landeskog could come back for playoffs.
But Jared Bednar just said yesterday, he just had a press conference yesterday, that he's probably not coming back for first round. And I think he was just like,
so it's got to win.
he was not excited. What's the word? Like, he was not hopeful in,
Doubtful.
yeah, he was doubtful in coming back at all. I
Yeah,
think.
per the article, the 31-year-old forward had cartilage transplant surgery in his right knee in May.
He did go all in. And he won.
Yeah, it worked.
Worked out in the end.
Yeah, he has a cup ring, so
I mean, but like, if people want Vegas to stop doing what they're doing,
maybe
there
do it
needs to be
instead.
real
Maybe
changes.
get good and start doing it yourself.
Yeah.
I can't say that from if we wanted to trade away things, we'd probably have to trade away like Slavkovsky, Caulfield, and
No, those are your untouchables. Suzuki,
But who would you want on our roster?
Matheson.
Alex Newhook.
And it's annoying. I want Matheson, but we gave him to you because
That was
our
really
GM was
quick,
so
Casey.
good.
Casey, that was really quick.
Our
He just-
GM gave you
he
a
just
gift
scored against
on
Toronto
a
the other
silver
day.
platter for Matheson.
And he had
Alex
a phenomenal
Newhook.
goal.
Of Ron Hextall, he had a terrible goal. Wanted to kill the Penguins.
No, not.
Oh, Matheson scored
Yeah,
against. Yeah, no,
yeah, that was a great goal.
Dude, he was so good for Pittsburgh, and then we just gave him away and we wanted Jeff Petrie. So the opposite of getting younger.
Petri dish.
Petrie's not even a bad guy. It's just Matheson was way younger. I hate Ron Hextall. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, fair enough. I'm pretty happy with the Flames right now, actually. You know what? In
Why is that?
4 years and 5 years, we might be good.
Did you see the? I've seen a couple of the graphics, but did you see all the UFAs that Colin Moore traded and all the assets that he got back for it?
Well, yeah, I kind of have it up right now. We got rid of Lindholm, Tanev, and Hannafin.
Yep.
We got Kuzmenko, Jormo. Oh, God, that's a name. Gruzewicz, Grushnikov, Miranov, 24 first round, 26 first round, 24 second, 24 third, maybe a 26 third, 24 fourth.
And Markstrom
That's a lot of things.
And Markstrom could be out the door.
That's a
And
lot
Nelson.
of things.
No,
And
he's
the word is that Calgary's going to try and move him in the offseason.
Who? Markey?
Yep.
Aw, it won't be good.
Hasn't that been the word for the last like 3 years though?
Yeah,
No.
literally, yes.
There hasn't been this much chatter around moving Markstrom.
No, yeah.
Phil.
The one
It-
thing
it's
that
time
I've
to
I've been
let go.
finding
We
funny
might
is the
not be
past
good.
4
It's time
seasons,
to let go.
the
I'm
Canucks have been
cheering
trying to
for
move
Minnesota.
Besser, specifically at Pittsburgh, every year.
About that yet?
Every year until this year,
we'll
and then
get
he
to it.
goes off. I just thought that was kind of funny.
Sorry, we haven't talked about what yet.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Do we want to jump off of trade deadline, or is there more stuff we want to talk about?
I'm good.
There's Duclair. Duclair went to.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. I was.
What?
I was.
How have you
low-key-
never heard of Anthony Duclair?
I was low key a little bit mad about Troy Stetcher going to Edmonton.
I've heard of Troy Stetcher.
The, Edmonton fleeced in the Adam Henrique.
I miss him so much in Calgary. Troy
Edmonton
Stetcher, he was
fleeced.
great. I miss him. He was great. I love him so much.
the
Sorry, which deal? The
Adam Henrique one, where they only have $1 million or so in cap room off him.
I was really excited when the Ducks traded away Sam Carrick also because then I was like, that
Did he fight his
leaves the
first game?
spot open. Yeah, he did. That leaves the spot open for one of the San Diego Gulls to come up. And they did, but it wasn't my favorite player. But I was excited. I'm like, now that I like know how it kind of works a bit, I'm like, okay, Chase is gonna get called up, but he didn't. But
Chase DeLeo, that's who it is.
Chase.
I was seriously thinking, who's the player?
Glenn Godden got picked up though, so
How old is Adam Henrique?
34.
34.
couldn't tell you, but he's attractive.
I don't understand. I don't understand your
Look him
list.
up.
Let me-
What are you
let me-
talking about?
I'm looking
You
at
found
him.
Ryan Graves hot.
As my
Mug.
background is like Connor
Mug.
Garland. It was
Mug.
just Connor Garland's birthday yesterday, guys.
I don't
Yeah,
understand your list.
I kind of see it, Alex.
No,
I kind of
no,
see
but
Who's the
Henrique.
player again?
I don't
What
like
was the player?
every so
Adam
often,
Henry.
every so often I'll say a player and Case will be like hot. I'll be like, I don't
Literally, How is he
understand.
not? What are you
Yeah, I
talking
see it.
about?
I see it.
Eh.
It's
Let's-
also just the L in the headshot. If they have a good headshot, that's just like a bonus.
We do
Then
have
how do you find Graves hot?
it's
That
all
man
in the
looks
hair.
hot. He
Mug.
looks like Mug.
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 Yeah.
Part 2.
Let's-
Mug part 2.
That's part of it, though. Like the mug shot of it is like.
Yeah,
the
but he
ho-
just looks like a mug.
Let's
Um,
just a
Like
coffee
a
cup,
mug?
just a mug, just flat,
Exactly.
white and flat. Let's jump off of the trade deadline and let's jump to Minneshota.
Minnesota.
And
that was
That was
good.
great.
That was awesome.
and
We have our like it's like our new
That's our thing.
transition. We have a perfect transition we made ourselves.
if we ever
We're not into politics.
if we ever get big enough to sell like T-shirts and stuff,
Minnesota.
that's probably our first shirt
Let's do it.
Or Hitman Corner.
or Hitman Corner. But so we all learned apparently a rule from the Minnesota game against Nashville
Yeah.
That was insane.
that occurred.
That was disgusting.
That was
was-
right in the mic.
It just came
That
out. The
was
Rangers.
right in the
Matt
microphone.
Rempe will have a hearing today for elbowing.
That just came out.
Elbowing?
Elbowing.
Elbowing.
Elbowing?
So on the
Are
10th,
we-
It's a
Elbowing?
phone hearing, so
it's a phone hearing. He's
it'll
gonna
be
get
5
5.
games or less.
He's gonna get 5.
That's gonna be a quick.
Oh, I
that's
do-
gonna be
I
a very
forgot they
quick
did
phone,
that.
phone call. Hello, Mr. Rempe. 5 games. Goodbye.
Yeah.
It's
Hello?
like when the doctor
Hello.
calls
Hello,
you.
this is the NHL. 5 games, okay.
Yep. Hello, Mr. Rempe. 5 games. Understood.
Thank you, bye.
They can't even speak.
Heard, chef.
They just
have
to
good
listen.
have a day.
They just
So-
have him on like mute. He can't say anything.
So the Minnesota Wild.
Do you have
played-
anything else to say? No, okay, bye.
Can I please?
Whoa.
Can I please just? So the Minnesota Wild played the Predators 2 days ago on Sunday, beating them 4-3 in overtime. And in overtime,
They pulled their goalie.
Fleury was pulled to the bench, and we all learned a rule that if you pull your goalie in overtime and you lose, you lose the
relinquish your
OTL point, which I thought ballsy.
Wow.
Yeah, they're in a must.
Stupid.
They were in a, they need to win. They like that was they need to win.
Like they're putting everything's going to the middle now. Like they have to win.
They're all in.
And this is great understanding of the rule book.
Yeah.
What do you want? Can you imagine if John Hines didn't know that was a rule?
We still get the point, guys. We still get the point, right? Sorry,
Yeah, sure.
The assistant coach, like, coach, hate to break it to you, we don't get the point.
No, it just told him after.
Could you imagine Saros catches it, rips one down for the empty net,
That would've been
game-winning
nuts.
goal?
That
Hey,
would've been
we
nuts.
still got a point. No, we didn't.
I
No.
think
Beg pardon?
I think you had to understand like the risk of pulling.
Well,
a
you also
goalie in
have to
overtime.
realize like having a 4-on-3 in overtime is insane.
Oh
It is
yeah,
pretty
that's
heavy.
that's
That's
almost
handy.
yeah. That's almost a win.
One
guaranteed.
issue, you
'Cause
still
and
lose
if
the,
you're
you
playing-
lose the
Still
puck,
dumb.
the puck is getting shot at the end.
Yeah, but you miss, it's icing. That's the other issue. It's not a penalty. Like Nashville at that point was them playing to go to a shootout.
Yeah.
That's all you can.
Nashville should have also pulled.
You think
their
Nashville
goalie.
would have been playing
Then
to a
what?
shootout?
Honestly,
No, when they were when
overtime
it was
should
4
be
versus
4
3.
on 4.
Oh.
No,
It doesn't matter
goalies.
if they won or lost. They didn't care about. They got the point, whatever.
You
But
think?
Nashville in that situation
No.
was we have to play to just get the tie.
After 5 minutes, the goalies have to be pulled, and it's 4 on 4 until someone
Or wait,
scores.
they're
No, if-
blindfolded first, and then.
What?
If they're in the offensive zone for longer than 20 seconds, the goalie should come up and join the room.
Actually,
NHL, pay attention. We're giving you
in
ideas.
the
Cue
5
Patrick Raw putting on the pads again to join them.
in
Oh,
the
yeah.
5 minutes between the end of regulation and overtime, all 6 of the skaters have to go put on goalie pads, and everyone is just in goalie pads.
They have to
for
play with
overtime.
goalie sticks for the last
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Maybe we'd ruin the league if we were ever in charge.
No,
You
do you
ever
know how
think-
fun that would be?
I mean, Phil,
Yeah,
Phil
I
would
would.
be. Phil,
Yeah, I would.
Phil, if you were the chairman of the NHL, what was the first thing you would do?
Honolulu.
We're in Honolulu tonight, where the Honolulu Flames taking on the Honolulu Oilers. They can support 2 teams.
And we're
Just
here- we're
7
here-
NHL
Yeah,
teams
no,
in
We're
Hawaii
here, we're here in
alone.
overtime, and
per
the
island.
players are all wearing goalie
The game
pads.
has
Actually,
been
no, I'm
evacuated
gonna
due to a volcano eruption.
I'm going to abolish overtime, and it's just going to be a Red Bull crashed ice race
oh
to win
my
the game.
god.
2v2, points based. Let's do
What
it.
NHL player would be the best at Red Bull Crash?
I would love to find out,
Cale
Brandon. I would
Makar.
love to find
Cale
out.
Makar. No, Makar.
I think Marner's up there.
It'd be Makar, McDavid.
McDavid's got the speed though.
Who's got really good?
But speed doesn't matter if you can't land
Crosby
jumps.
might because of his edge work.
That's why I said Makar.
Jeff Skinner. He used to be a figure skater.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't there a Carolina guy that used to be a figure skater that wasn't Jeff Skinner?
Could not tell you.
Was it Martin Hook?
I think it was Jeff Skinner.
How
Was he
old-
not on Carolina?
Is he still
Am I
playing?
dumb?
No.
Jeff Skinner?
Yeah. He
I
was in
am.
Buffalo.
Was he on?
Sure.
He was on Carolina. He is on.
Oh,
Buffalo now,
that's
but
my.
was
my
he on
Let's get a
Carolina?
Red Bull crashed ice between
Like just once.
Like,
I just want to
I
see.
just want to see it.
Like if I'm
Next All-Star
honestly
weekend,
genuinely
just-
curious.
Next
Well, I
time.
was gonna say Mitch Marner. I think has a product thing with Red Bull.
Yeah,
Matt
Mitch is
Rempe. You
sponsored
want to
by
make
Red
the
Bull.
All-Star
Yeah.
game? You're doing crashed ice.
Can you imagine
you imagine
trials
the
for the
6
All-Star
foot-
game?
That'd be
Like
Six foot-
competitions for the All-Star game before the actual All-Star game competitions? Here, go survive this crash ice course and you can make it.
That would be so cool.
If
Like
you
just
saying it
once.
wouldn't.
If you can
It would be
provide
awesome.
them with a foolproof way of people aren't going to actually get hurt, but we're going to get entertainment.
People get hurt crossing the street. Get out of here. Oh my god. These guys are professional
Phil, but
athletes.
this could
They
cost
can
them
survive
millions
it.
of dollars.
Yeah.
No. Do it at the end of the season then.
For the,
That's how you decide the first pick.
you have to win the
Your
crash ice.
all-star, each of the teams that don't make playoffs, your
Have one
all-star
player?
goes into a crashed ice race. The winner gets the first pick.
I think I'd prefer the PWHL's version.
No.
That's
I don't
probably the
think
better
so.
option.
No, crashed ice. The answer's always crashed ice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And Honolulu.
And
And Honolulu as well.
We'll do
crashed
crash ice in Honolulu.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So a few
Could
days
we pull that
ago,
off?
No.
so a
It's
few,
too
Yes,
warm.
you probably could.
It's too warm though.
You can ski in Hawaii. No, maybe not in Honolulu, but
so a
Ski
few
on the
days
volcano.
ago,
Ski down the volcano.
you can.
a few days ago, the Philadelphia Flyers played the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the story coming out of that game was John Tortorella.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving. Basically, what he said, I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving. I'm staying because he
If you,
pointed to the ref, didn't he?
yeah.
He's
So
like, I'm staying.
So I think I'm pretty good at reading lips, and I'm pretty sure Tortorella, after being told to leave, said, "No, kind sir, I will not leave."
I don't know. I
No,
I
sir,
saw
I
it.
would
No,
like
have a
to-
great rest of your day, and I'm staying here.
Yeah.
I would like to stay on the bench with my hockey team.
I would
please.
just like to
His
apologize.
little cup of tea.
I would like to stay here, please. He definitely did not say any other words.
Did he say the word I said?
Probably.
Probably more than once. No, he absolutely said that word more than once.
John Tortorella was so happy that night.
Braden.
Bold words.
Alex is still traumatized.
Wasn't that the game where the Flyers decided running 5 defensemen was a great idea?
Those are some pretty strong
I
words
mean-
coming from a guy whose last name sounds like it could be a type of pasta. It does. Tortorella. It sounds like pasta.
Sounds like tortellini.
Definitely.
Is what you're
I
going
would
off
call
of.
it
That's
the
what I'm going for.
tortellini.
I mean, when you're down 7-0, might as well just throw
No, but
all
you
5
had-
defensemen out there.
You had 5 defensemen.
I've got something to talk about.
He's got something to talk about.
We
God.
have
Ru-
okay. Just give me 2 minutes to talk about this. Okay,
Yeah.
Mention it now. Go ahead.
Ruby showed me this the other day. I should have mentioned this Hitman corner. Sorry, I forgot. Swift Current Broncos. I forget who they were playing, but there was basically a riot at the end of the game.
Oh.
People were like throwing garbage onto the ice at players. People were trying to steal sticks from the bench.
Oh my
There's a
God.
video of the coach hitting people with the sticks.
Wow.
A garbage can was
Whoa.
thrown onto the bench and then thrown onto the ice.
And why?
Absolute chaos.
And why? What was the score in the game?
I don't remember. I just saw the riots. I would ask Ruby about that. But
Curious.
holy cow! I should have mentioned that during Hitman Corner, but I completely
Jeez.
missed my mind. But Ruby showed me the videos of that. Nuts, insanity.
That is.
Gotta love small town hockey.
So, per an article on TSN written by the TSN staff, with the Flyers already trailing 4-0 halfway through this opening period, Garnet Hathaway was given a 10-minute misconduct for shoving Tempe's Anthony Cirelli after the whistle. Tortorella voiced his displeasure towards the officials, which resulted in
Displeasure. I don't know.
him receiving a 2-minute unsportsmanlike conduct penalty and a game misconduct. The 65-year-old continued to go at it with
Tortorella is
officials.
65.
Apparently,
He looks 40. Good
Appearing-
for
He
him.
looks great
Good
for
for him.
65.
appearing to tell referees Russ McCauley and Brandon Schrader that he would not leave. Tortorella repeated that sentiment
he
a handful
decided
of
to
times
yell
before
at Wes
eventually exiting
McCauley?
the Flyers.
Yeah, it was Wes.
Yeah, Wes decided to just make himself the main character.
Of
I
course.
love
well,
Wes.
that's all
I
Wes
love Wes
does.
McCauley.
my God.
Sorry, I just brought up the game. It was against the Brandon Wheat Kings. I'm looking at all the penalties
Oh my gosh.
that happened at the end. Roughing for number 2. Number 7, roughing. Number 7, fighting. Number 19, game second fight, 20-minute misconduct.
Same guy.
19, same guy, another game misconduct. That's just on one team. Number 18, roughing. Number 18, second fight. Number 18, misconduct. Number 34, major, fighting. Number 2, roughing. Number 19, misconduct. This is all at the end of the third period.
What was the total time?
The score was 6-3.
Oh, so Brandon wasn't winning anyway.
No, that's why they went off.
What was the total penalty minutes?
Does it say
More,
that?
less
somewhere?
than Matt Rempe.
So shocking.
It doesn't say. Where does it say that?
I think they have to do the quick math on it, actually.
I'm not
I
doing
think
that.
that's not available on the CHL
That's over
website.
here.
I'm
You know
not
what?
doing
What
that.
what a show.
What about the preview maybe? No.
In any event, I just want to close this out. Then we can close out the show.
What
I
a
may.
great show
Yeah, sure.
today.
What a chaotic
What a
show
what a
today.
show.
And it was at this point that I realized I wish I could have a boss like Flyers CEO Dan Hilferty.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a weird last name, too. What is with Flyers and their weird last
I
names?
also was just thinking, I'm like, what if Sheldon Keefe did this? What I just feel like there'd be a lot more.
Fired.
Like it wouldn't be like, oh, John Tortorella, that's funny. Like,
There's
it'd
no
be
way
like, fire
MLSE.
him.
There's no way MLSE would pay his fine. I tell you that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To quote Hilferty, Flyers CEO, in conversation with Al Morganti of NBC Philadelphia, "I'm really proud of Torts for standing up for his/our team. This new era of Orange is about having each other's backs. Last night, Torts had our collective backs. I respect any action the league might feel a need to take, but if it includes a fine, I am paying it." Which, I
Isn't
mean,
he fined 500,000?
50,000.
It's like nothing to them.
exactly. I was about to say, like, Hilferty probably spends that in a lunch.
Yeah, womp womp.
Womp womp.
Give
So
me
I think,
$5,000.
and I
How
think
about
I think that quote came out
I'll
before
take
the
$5,000.
like the quote said if it includes a fine, which means it was said before the whole punishment was laid out. I think the 2 games is in response to that quote,
Yeah.
I don't know.
because I mean if Tortorella's not going to feel it in a fine, he's going to feel it in 2 games. I
Do
think
they
I
play
think it's a
tonight?
response. I think it's a stupid response. What, sorry?
Do they play tonight? So that'd be one. If they play tonight, it's one game. That's game 1.
Flyers, Shaduli.
Shaduli.
I
What
just
did you
lots
just
of games on
He
too.
said Shaduli.
There's a
I gotta do my fantasy team. This is our last week of
Brayden,
fantasy.
do your fantasy.
You
Yeah,
but here's the
so
thing: you have to beat him.
I am pretty much winning.
him being me.
It is Tuesday.
Flyers play the
Yeah.
Sharks.
Yeah,
You have more days to go.
yeah.
Oh,
Flyers,
I'm crushing Ben already.
Flyers play the Sharks tonight, and then they play the Leafs on the 14th, and then they're in Boston on the 16th for Tortorella's first game back on.
Should open a
Let's
pasty
let's
restaurant.
call it there because we have to tear down the set and we have to play a song and actually get to class. For this week, I've been with Alex Burke with Casey Freeman,
Bye.
Merrick Robinson,
Minneshota.
Phil Tremblay,
See you in Hawaii.
Braden Redshaw.
I'll be in Hawaii.
We will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful week.